Hi, and welcome to another installment of Math Basics, Mr. Besh. This is Playing Geometry, guys, and we're going to talk about one aspect and only one aspect, and that is corresponding angles. Now, anytime we refer to corresponding angles, you got to think of our model. You know, the two parallel lines, lines L and M, and cut by the transversal line N. Now, remember, transversal is just a fancy name for saying a third line that cuts through these two parallel lines. When this happens, 8 angles are formed. I have them labeled from A to H. Now, I want you to notice something about these angles. All right, 4 of these angles are acute, A, D, E, and H. And 4 of these angles are obtuse, BC and FG. Every single acute angle in this diagram, and every time I see a diagram like this, have exactly the same value. They're all congruent, and vice versa. Every single obtuse angle inside this diagram also have the same value. Another note that I'd like to point out is that anytime you take one of the acute angles and add it to one of the obtuse angles, you always equal 180 degrees. So if I took angle A being acute and add that to angle B, which is obtuse, I know the value would come out to be 180 degrees. And that's a neat, interesting fact because I have no numbers on this page, but that's what our vocabulary does for us. Now, we wanted to talk about corresponding angles, what they are, how they're defined, and how we find them using our basic problems. Well, here's the example. This is problem number 1 from inside of our packet, okay? By definition, corresponding angles are angles in the exact same spot, the same place, but on 2 different lines. Notice I have 2 different lines, and when I talk about the 2 different lines, I'm talking about the parallel lines. I got line L, and I got line M. Now, 140 degrees is up here, and it's in the exact same spot, in the exact same place as angle A down here in the bottom. Bottom line with this problem, they're giving us 4 angle measurements right here, 140, 40, 140, and 40. And then they're giving us 4 measurements down here that we don't know. They're unknowns. We have them labeled as A, B, C, and D. All we have to do is look at them and see which one is in the spot because they're going to have the same exact value. So now, 140 degrees, take a look. Angle A is obtuse. Check it out up here. This one was obtuse as well. Remember, every obtuse angle has the same value. So that means I can swing this one down here. And then every acute angle has the same value. Notice that B and C are both acute down in my picture. So I can just swing these values down here. So now I know what these 4 values are going to be. This is the definition of corresponding angles. Angles in the exact same spot, in the exact same place, but on 2 different lines that are congruent. And that's it. I hope you found this both helpful and informative.